Welcome to Grim Dark Gains, a weekly podcast where we help you ascend from a high elf rank and flank spearman into a Phoenix King himself.
Wow.
Today we have a very special guest, Chuck Moore, aka Strength Hammer. Chuck, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Thanks. It's nice to be here. It's nice to, I know Alex really deeply. It's nice to finally meet you, Eli, and
you too.
get this connection. So, thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, it's going to be great. For those of you who don't know, Chuck is my personal dear friend and also has been in the Warhammer fitness space probably the longest than anybody else I know, at least on social media.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
we're going to pick your brain.
there's a benefit of just not caring what people think about you and just talking about all your stuff.
That's fair.
Problem is, I'm not good at it, so I only get this big, and then watch.
Well, at least you're very consistent. Like you, because you've been in the space for so long, I feel like you just show up everywhere.
Well,
On
that's
like
the thing.
different
You just
podcasts
show
and
up, you be annoying, and you just make friends with people, and they like invite you on, and they're like, "Oh, that was a mistake." And
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
kidding. No, it's just I think we talked about before the podcast began. It's the people who do like the deep end of Warhammer, which like folks like doing podcasts and stuff. Like it's a
Sure.
really small community, so it's what you start knowing everybody eventually,
Mm-hmm.
which is cool, and everyone's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
If
I
it's
think
not great,
Warhammer
they
community as a
don't
whole.
they don't stay around.
Right.
It's true.
Exactly.
True.
All they stay on the internet like is the internet trolls.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like that fit_hammer guy. I'm glad his account got.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's so good that his account got disabled. He was
Oh,
posting
gosh.
too much wholesome content.
There was. Thankfully, there's a new guy out. I like him more. The_FitHammer. He's much better. I'm looking forward to his growth.
Shout out right away.
Really?
Yeah, we mentioned on the last podcast really quickly, my account got suspended. Very stupid reason. Go check out the new account, the_FitHammer. I posted a story about what happened. It's pretty silly, but we are back stronger. And Grimdark Gains account, by the time this episode drops, should be out as well on all the social media platforms.
Indeed.
But we're not talking about this. We are talking about Charles Chuck Moore, the man himself. So, Chuck, I know this, but our listeners might not. So, where you obviously you're known for being into Warhammer and lifting, among other things. Which one were you into first?
It was
And-
Warhammer.
Okay.
No doubt. I was a fat kid who loved chocolate milk and Nutty Buddies growing up. And then I think around like, yeah. And then I found Warhammer. Actually, kind of late. It was post high school. It was into college, despite the fact that there was a club so close to me. But then I did wrestling in high school too for like a season. Got into like better shape. You know, I was at least not fat kid anymore, going through
Sure.
college and all that. But I didn't really find lifting until I'm trying to think. 2012-ish. I had
Okay.
what was called a syncope episode.
That's
Which
right.
is it's like a sudden drop in blood pressure, and like it can mimic a seizure, which caused a whole ordeal because as soon as they think you had a seizure, they take your license. It's anyway, got through it. Thankfully, found a great doctor in America, which yet knock on wood, they are out there. Uh, and got through everything okay. And then I was like, I don't want to have issues. I don't want my health to be an issue because I'm reliant on me. My wife's reliant on me. And then like I got into CrossFit and then powerlifting and just general fitness. So I guess that's the 40,000-foot view of the story of how I really got into it. Now it's just a part of life.
Mm. Very
Okay. That's awesome, dude. So you had that health flare up, right?
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, and I'm pretty sure you've been fine since.
Oh yeah, no issue
Right.
since.
And that's kind of so that's lit a fire in you to be healthier and fitter and take care of yourself, and haven't turned back since. That's cool. So
Mhm.
how did the Strength Hammer brand start? Because I actually don't know when Strength Hammer started. What's the
So
story
actually,
there?
it was so when long ago. So like I was on Twitter at the time, now X obviously, and I would use this name for everything. It's if you ever see the name ODIAMH, that's my
Yes,
video
I
game
remember that.
handle.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, so Odium. Um, all my MMO characters, all my PlayStation counts and accounts, that's all Odium. And then Age of Sigmar came out, and I became part of that community on Twitter, and it kind of really grew, which is where I kind of like grew with people too. And then I realized after a certain point, no one could pronounce that name
Right.
on podcasts.
Right.
They would like reference, like, so you were all referencing each other. I was like, I need to rebrand, and I was heavily into CrossFit at that point. So I went Strength Hammer because I looked at everything. And actually, if you remember AOS Shorts, shout out to Dan. I don't think he does the content anymore, but he actually suggested
remember
Fit
now.
Hammer because Strength Hammer is very
No
close to Hammer
way.
Strength. Yeah, but
That's
I like,
hilarious.
since I like the strength aspect more than like I guess the fitness and conditioning, I went Strength Hammer, despite the fact that there's Hammer Strength out there. And to be honest, if Hammer Strength ever gives me a cease and desist, that's a win. I'll change my name. I don't care.
Well,
You got big enough that it's not a problem for you anymore.
mm,
Right. But like Strength Hammer is easy to say, so that kind of became it. And then like I was at the time, even before the name change, was promoting fitness and posting my gym selfies and post WOD workouts. So
well,
it was just natural change.
how many years has that been? I don't know if you said. How many years have you been doing this?
It's over a decade now.
Dang.
At least as far as that name change and just kind of like I said, it wasn't really about like like I know both of you, like you're much more out there to help educate, and I would pass out some things, but I was usually more like, hey, look at like Dave Tate, Elite FTS, look at Juji Mufu and all these people that do things that you can go buy. I was never about that for the money. I was just like, just go lift so you can roll more dice longer and have a good time. And just kind of sharing my experiences. And occasionally people would ask, like, what's a good workout routine? I'll be like, I know them, so I could share them. But,
Hmm.
it was I never wanted it to evolve into a business, so I didn't let it. So that's why,
Sure.
my content is just me and my
Yeah.
journeys.
Is my information correct that you once worked for Games Workshop? Have
I still do.
Wow. Still does. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fun. So I guess to tell that story, I say it's weird having a podcast where I'm the focus. By the way, I like
Yeah,
talking.
it's all about you. It's all about you.
So, obviously I became more well known in the Age of Sigmar community, and then I went to Nova Open, and this was still maybe second edition Sigmar. It's kind of blurred between end of first, second, but established game at this point. And I went to the tournament, and like to me, there's 3 national level events at the time. There's Nova Open, Adepticon, and Las Vegas Open. I think there's more now. But I said those are the national level events. Below that's regional level events, and below that's local. And they weren't requiring painted models, even though the game was kind of established, which is fine. I went. I was like,
Right.
It is what it is. But I had critiques specifically about that. I'm like, it's a national level event. You need to kind of act like it.
Yeah.
Not that it was run poorly or that the TO was bad. They were great.
Sure.
So then jump to next year. That TO had something pop up where he couldn't do it. So the guy who helped him, who also did the narrative more so, got with Mike Brandt, who ran Nova, and one of the owners at the time, and kind of just said like, "Hey, put your money where your mouth is." So I dove in, which was really hard. I would not have survived that first year if it wasn't for Matt Hayward, Big M. And after
Right.
that, I had Sean McAfee, Neil from our podcast, and even Neil's wife. Like it was a crew, and it kind of got things in the right direction. And eventually, it shifted because I'm like I have 2 philosophies on TOing. One, I don't think you should be the TO of a major event like that forever because it'll become stagnant.
Okay, that's fair.
And two, I for that level event, like local event, I've run local events. I'll run the event I want to play in, but for that level event, I want to run the event those players want.
Yeah.
Like they
Right.
wanted tournament, they wanted BCP, and I was like, absolutely, let's do that. Let's bring that in. And thankfully, a good friend James, who also is one of the TOs at for the U.S. Open stuff, like me, jumped on board because he is much better at that than me. I couldn't take that event to where the players wanted it to be. He can, so that's like passed off and all that sort of fun stuff. But that said, post that, Mike Brandt, who then was working for GW, said, Chuck, I need for the first series of U.S. Opens, he's like, I want you to come TO this.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of where that came. And I'm part of the U.S. events team, so I'm not always TOing. I'm helping, like I'll do grand narrative stuff. I'll do builds with my crew around here. Just a bunch of things like that. And then go to events. And sometimes I'll TO, sometimes I'll just be running around support, sometimes maybe store. So it's kind of like I'm part of the team, but I won't call myself a TO on that team fully anymore.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Do you hope one day when they run big old world events, that you will get to TO them, or do you not really care about that anymore?
Oh no, I absolutely would. Me and one of my other counterparts in that, John, we're both said like, hey, as soon as you're ready to do it, we will TO it immediately.
Good. I would love to see you as an old world TO, because such a good game and you love it so much. So it'd be perfect for you.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that they paid their TOs. I don't know why that never like clicked with me, but that makes sense for national level events.
Yeah, I mean, I can say I was a paid TO, but it's one of those things like they don't want to rely on. I think what was it? Fantasy Flight had like the people free helping out, and they're like, no, we're not doing that. We're gonna pay you.
Well, for a national
Right.
level event,
There's no
that's
stake
reasonable.
if you're helping out for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they fly us out, they feed us, they take good
Oh.
care of us. So
Pretty cool.
it's a pretty good deal.
Pretty cool.
But I guess I was the first, at least official on paper, Age of Sigmar paid TO by Games Workshop.
Wow.
So
Oh,
Neat.
there you
happy
go.
to say that.
Neat.
Not the
Should put that
best
in
by
a
any
certificate
means.
on the wall.
Everyone now. I'm. You got to be that first stepping stone for other people who are better to take it over as usual.
Wow.
Oh,
Well,
that's awesome, dude.
not really a 40k guy, right? Just Age of Sigmar
no, I
and
got-
World for the most part. Or did you
No,
also?
I got Dark Angels. I have 1,000 points of Katachan.
Oh, nice.
I have
like
Drukhari. My
old
favorite is
Katachan?
Ynnari.
Nice. Oh yeah, I think I've seen your Ynnari army. I totally have. Are
Yeah.
those are those old classic Katachan models by any chance? Like metal even?
They're not metal. I couldn't quite grasp them on metal for like owning them. Like I
Yeah,
would
yeah,
absolutely buy them, but like it's just the plastic kits that I could cobble
That's
together to
fine.
make a small
That's fine.
horse.
I was just wondering. I love old
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, heck yeah.
Eli, one thing about Chuck is he's just a Warhammer guy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you have an army at least, or a warband for most Warhammer games.
Pretty much. The only things I would be missing would be I don't have Epic or Legionalis Imperialis because no.
I wish
I know.
I want them to bring back Epic so bad. I like the full scale
I
Epic,
know.
not just Horus Heresy. I want to play all the factions.
Mega battles.
Yeah, it just didn't catch on here, but I would be all in for it. But I pretty much have everything but that. I technically don't have War Master, and then what's the boat game? I have like one box of the boat game. But
That's old.
You have
That's
it.
really
You have it.
old, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, it's
Most
not
people don't
all
even have
there,
the
but, like,
box. So.
yeah, if it's Warhammer, I'll play it.
Nice.
Honestly, though.
Nice.
It's a great segue into the question I had for you. And I actually do not know the answer. So it's one of two. Is what Warhammer faction best represents you? And why?
Of any of
Is-
them?
Of all your factions, let's say that you have.
Oh, I mean, it's still a lot. Best represents me. That's hard because like I don't think it's gonna be my favorite. I mean, I'm probably gonna. I'm gonna give you two options. I'm gonna check it out.
Okay.
One,
Okay.
just physically, I'm gonna say Bretonnian because I'm a
Okay.
I'm a guy. I'm a big guy. I can
Nice.
ride a horse. Not incredibly well, but well enough. And
Okay.
I'm being good is a focus of life.
Mhm.
That's probably more like the physical, but probably Ynnari.
Okay.
And the reason I like Ynnari, not that I'm not an elf, as you can clearly see, even though elves are my favorite
Sure.
of all the races. But the thing that I love most about Ynnari when I discovered it is the only story of hope in the entire 40k universe.
Mhm.
Nothing else is so like the hope is so mediocre. Like whereas at least the Ynnari hope is like we can save this, we can make this happen right.
Mm.
So I latched onto that hard, which is where I fell in love with that army finally. So like, and I'm a very hopeful guy, even when I'm stressed out beyond belief.
Nice. Nice.
Wow.
Just need GW to pick that storyline up again.
Oh please! Oh, well, it's one of those things
and
like
not butcher
yes,
it.
yeah, that's the thing. Like, but also you don't need to touch it if it's don't ruin it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very good answer. That's very you answer too.
Respectable.
Yeah, it's like Yeah, I wish I could say High Elves or Daughters of Cain, which are my favorite factions, but nah.
That's what I was thinking you were
going
gonna say is High Elves or Daughters of Cain. So why? What draws you to those two armies, even though they don't represent you the best?
Well, High Elves for sure was just because when I found fantasy settings like Lord of the Rings, like Legolas, he's so cool, and then you get into
Sure.
D&D, I can be an elf with a two-handed sword. That's amazing, especially So like when I saw Swordmasters, I'm like, oh, I'm in. There's no question about it. And then fall in love with that aesthetic and then the story and all that history there. And then with Daughters of Cain, it was very much you die the hero or live long enough self to see the villain.
Right.
But seeing Marathi's story come back, it's not one of hope, but it's just one of and like I won't allude to it fully, but like I love when someone says, and can we swear in this podcast?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, all right, just checking. I like it when it just says, fuck it, I'll do it myself. I'm fucking tired of being run over. I'm fucking tired of this. I'm going to just get this shit done, and I don't care. And that's what Marathi is, and I love that about her. So like when she came back, I was already starting to do it, and then they released that trailer, and I was like, fuck it, I'm here.
Can you?
That's awesome.
Who's the real Phoenix King? Who's the true Phoenix King?
What a great question.
Okay. Or Malekith.
So real.
When
He's so real for that.
Yeah,
It's
fair.
when times was happening, and as an elf player, they did right by us. It was rough, but I remember as I was a true high elf person until that moment.
Wow.
I turned a page and you see Malekith walking into the fire of Flame of Asurion. I literally put the book down and walked away. Like I didn't touch it till the next day. Even my wife's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Malekith's the Phoenix King," and she knows the lore, and she's just like, "Okay." She's like, "Let him be." He's processing like everything right now. It was a pretty big like.
Do I hate this? Do I love this?
Yeah, like the end times were so great.
I like to pretend the end times are not canon, except for that moment, just because Malekith is the goat. So
That's awesome.
That's fair, but I will say this: the end times happening does not diminish what fantasy and old world is, but it does enrich what Sigmar is.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm a true. That's canon. It's true for me. It doesn't take away from anything. It just enhances both.
Now that they brought back Old World, I am like I'm acceptable for it. Now that fantasy kind of exists again, it's acceptable for me. Because
we just need a group like us where we just didn't stop playing.
Yeah, I know. Everyone stopped playing around here, and it blew up when I was like 15 years old, so I didn't really have a lot of options to pursue. But I am gonna get into Old World.
You should. It's so good.
Well, I mean, I have Dark Elves and Vampires sitting around for the last 10 years, so I'm just waiting for one of them to get a book to really get into it.
I'm hoping for Dark Elves because I also have that army too. But yeah, they could be so fun.
The Wood Elves are calling me though. I assume High Elves are best elves to you. Are they your favorite?
They're my favorite just because I think the pompous nature of them saying that they're the best makes me like believe it.
That's funny. Tell us about your High Elf force. Is that your largest force? Your High Elves?
I think my High Elves is technically my largest, followed by my Daughters of Cain.
What's how many? If you had to guess, because there are multiple times. Go check out Strength Hammer on Instagram. He posted his High Elf force in all its glory. So how many points do you think you have if you had to guess of High Elves?
I would say now with the last stuff I added, I'm at, and this is like minimal upgrades and no magic items. I'm probably 25,000 points in current old world rules. Yeah, you don't need that many.
Of course, you don't need that many.
just throwing it out there.
It's ridiculous.
Awesome.
Oh man, that's ridiculous amount. It's 25,000 points with no upgrades, no magic weapons. That is ridiculous.
I think my Daughter's Cane's close to 20, but I haven't really put it all together in a new edition, and points change kind of more rapidly in this game. So
where do you put all of
that? So Daughter's Cain over here to my left is always displayed in my little dark basement because I didn't turn on all my lights, and it's gonna rain soon, I think. But I have these totes that stack up, and I buy the same ones, and most armies are between 2,000 and 2,400 points that I have of them, so they'll fit in one.
Yeah.
The only ones that don't is Dark Elves, fit in 2 because I got a lot of monsters, and then high elves fit in 4.
Wow. Dang.
That's actually surprising. You can fit them all in the 4 boxes.
Yeah,
That's
I have
very
a hard
efficient.
time fitting my like 3,000 points of stuff anywhere. Like, oh my gosh.
It's packed tight. There's the infantry box, and it's just covered.
Wow. Wow. Should we get back? We should talk about fitness a little more.
Fitness?
What is,
Wow.
I don't.
Let's do that.
Forgive me if we asked this. I don't think we did. But what's the connection between fitness and Warhammer that you see
literally-
personally, that you feel?
Okay, so actual connection, like I said, for me, I just did it because I do both. But the one connection, it kind of links also to like one philosophy I really kind of stick to, Stoicism. Like it's persistence, it's patience, it's loving the journey, and like painting a Warhammer army is the same as, you know, working towards like a bigger bench or a better squad. You know, all that. It's you have to put in the work. You have, you know, and by the time you're done, you see the realization of it, and you can be proud of that. But it's not quick. It's not easy.
Right.
If you take the quick and easy routes, like I see a lot of Grand Cath. I have Grand Cathay behind me. I've not felt like painting it yet.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people out there doing terracotta stuff. I'm like, that looks great. There's going to be a bunch of you that are just kind of rushing through it. And
Yeah.
guess what? You can't just take creatine and get swole. You got to,
It helps, but
It
you got to
helps.
put in the work.
right? You got to paint a Grand Cathay army, but if I'm judging it, you better probably not getting the best award if it's
Yeah.
all terracotta.
You personally, as a friend, are one of the, and I know a lot of people even online, right? You're probably one of the most consistent people I've seen who is consistent in all areas of your hobbies and passions, right? I don't think I've ever, and I've known you for, 14 years now, I think. I don't think I've ever seen you stop hobbying, and ever since you started working out, stop working out. So because I've had seasons where I would like stop working out or definitely with hobby on and off. How do you stay so consistent?
Routine, I guess, is definitely a thing I enjoy.
Okay.
And then, you know, establishing that routine can be the hard part. Fitness is an easy routine. That's 45 minutes to an hour, 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Actually, and right now I'm doing it with the wife. So even the days where I
Nice.
feel like not going, she drags me there. So it's been really good.
That helps.
And as far as Warhammer goes, it really, you know, all the COVID stuff that happened. Me and my wife, like as that was kind of going on, we're like, yeah, it's gonna be more in 2 weeks for sure. I just looked at her and I said, in multiple aspects of life, I'm like, we can come out of this ahead or behind, and a lot of people are gonna screw up and come out behind. And I think, you know, you can look back and see that. Like, if you've maintained, you're probably still okay because it wasn't always the best time. But you know, did lots of repairs around the house. Got the home gym kind of going so I could keep working out.
Right.
And then that's kind of where the Warhammer became like a consistent, because I was working from home, and then afterwards, you know, after like a little while back in the office, I was like, screw this, and I'm working from home for my main job now. So I can paint while I'm doing other things.
That's
So
awesome. Smart.
by the time it was over, I'm a big proponent of no backlog. Like right now, my backlog, I have one
Wild.
army. I have one project I can work on and one project on deck, kind of
Wow.
thing. So like Grand Cathay's on there right now. I have the Ideneth manifestation box, and I'll have the KO terrain feature. That's my next project. But like that's it. I refuse to have backlogs and just kind of.
You're a stronger
It's
man
tougher
than
than the-
99% of the community, including myself.
1% of the 1%, I would say,
Yeah.
is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm
You and my
literally
brother-in-law.
sitting
I'm surprised.
surrounded by backlog right now.
Yeah.
I look at backlog as time debt, and I don't like being in
Sure.
debt.
Sure.
Respect.
That's smart. That's
So that-
so super, man.
But like that's really helped me. But also there's 2 downsides to that. Like one, I will always be hobbying because I'm always going to want to hobby.
Yeah.
Right.
And 2, there was a brief time between finishing up my last of my Heil stuff and waiting for Grand Cathay to arrive. I was going nuts. Alex was probably like, if Alex was around me, he would have hit me because I'm just like, I don't know what to do with my life. Because I'm usually always hobbying. So as soon as it went away, I was like, I don't know what to do.
It was so funny because you were even like, oh, I don't know if I want to get Grand Cathay now or later. I'm like, you're gonna get it as soon as you can.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
Awesome. Wow. No, your hobby stuff is very impressive.
Thank you.
Just simply as you're a machine, certainly. And I hear stories of you painting entire armies for events and stuff, and doing it in a much well mannered way than Mr. Alex here, who the night before
Oh yeah,
the power
Chuck
painter.
does. I don't know if Chuck ever stayed
Yeah.
the night before to finish an army.
Yeah.
I did it actually my very first not Warhammer event. So I'm not sure if you ever mentioned Brad from our local club. He used to run one of our local clubs here,
Mhm.
and at the time, before he eventually had to step aside for personal reasons, it was just a Warhammer Fantasy Day, and I remember this is when I really got into it. It was the weekend of the High Elf 8th edition release. This is also where I met Alex, by the way.
Nice.
Right.
And I stayed up late because my FLGS owner knew how excited I was. I had everything painted, but I really wanted that new Phoenix kit that came out.
You remember
So
you saying that?
He gave me the book. Yeah, he couldn't technically sell it to me, but like he knows me, like at that point. So he gave me the book and a Phoenix kit early. I could technically
Nice.
buy it the next day, and I stayed up till about 4 a.m. painting it. That's the
That's
only
awesome.
time I've done
Wow.
that. I was exhausted, had a great time. I was so jazzed up. I don't think I slept at all.
Wow.
That was the one and only time I did that.
Wow, that's incredible. That's the only
Yeah.
time you did that was before like it was your first game of Warhammer or
First games of Warhammer, not even a
Wow.
tournament.
and then you learned your lesson and never did that again.
Exactly.
I'm still doing
Also-
it 15 years into Warhammer.
Listen, everybody find a game systems you like, get 2,000 points, and then never stress again.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're done.
Just
Yeah.
take that and casually paint. You're fine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It's
smart.
true. Easier said than done. Easier
It is,
said
it
than
is.
done. Always craving more Warhammer.
That's right.
Always.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's, I mean, I've had late nights, but not for events, but like for the GW stuff, like the build projects, like building terrain and all that. Thankfully, I've helped out with that with local crews. So, but those are probably the only times I do
Paint nights with friends are the best. That is where I get most of my painting done, to be honest.
See, it's gonna sound weird. I like it for terrain painting, like those big
Mhm.
projects.
Yeah.
If I'm
Sure.
painting my army, I would rather just sit here with a podcast on or
Mhm.
music.
Yeah.
There's times where I'm the crazy person. I realize I've been sitting here for 2 hours with no sound.
Locked in.
Yeah, it's because I'm very much the assembly line is how I get through armies.
Yep.
So I need to go boom, 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 and like, if I'm on there, like, as much as I love talking to people, someone asks me a question, my brain's just gonna stop and switch, and all of a sudden I'm not painting anymore.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
very poor at painting with people,
Mm.
unless
You're-
it's dry
you're-
brushing terrain.
Right. You assemble models pretty well when in groups.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, that's
Pretty
not-
mindless.
Not solid. Yeah.
What's another good fitness related question? What do you think, Alex?
Fitness. Well, let's. What have you learned in the 10 years that you've had the Strength Hammer brand? Fitness, Warhammer, anything.
I mean, just generally, like, I learned how to lift, I learned how to eat, I learned how to I don't need to be taught, which is nice. Like, you need to be taught early on, but you need to dive in stuff like track your macros, see how that feels. What are you actually eating? Learn how to intuitive eat is a good thing, but eventually, like I said, it just becomes a thing you can do, and you'll be fine. The biggest thing I've learned though is you just have to be fine with how your body's going to change based on what your goal. Eli, I know you did the bodybuilding show. Was it last year?
Yeah.
Like, I could never do that. If you look, like, I'm definitely the body physique of I lift, but I won't say no to chocolate.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Nothing wrong with
you
that.
know,
Mhm.
Right, exactly. But also, it's like, yeah, Eli looked freaking fantastic in that. But I've seen, especially, it's funny, I'll look at it through Warhammer photos with friends. I saw myself being kind of just a normal average person. Then I saw myself on a bulk where I was like 225, 230. And I was like, oh, I'm kind of fat. And then the next year I was just a muscular guy. More muscular build, I should say.
Yeah.
It's like the 3 stages of somebody who starts fitness:
Yeah.
a regular
Right.
guy, bulk, and then fit guy.
Right. Yeah. And like now it's like my wife wanted to start working out with me, so and if I work out with her, she'll keep going. Eventually
Mhm.
she'll probably take off and kind of be okay on her own. But it's been about a year, and I've barely touched barbells.
Wow.
And like that was the thing to be like, that's weird for me.
Mhm.
But my body has changed in a different way positively because like I'm doing a lot more like I guess bodybuilding style workouts, and I'm working out with the wife. So like, and it took me like a little bit to accept that maybe my shoulders and back won't be as big because I'm not deadlifting regularly right now.
Mhm.
Sure.
But generally, I'm healthy and I'm still strong. So that is a good thing, and it's my wife's getting stronger too. So, it's like where do you want your fitness to be has been a big thing to try and learn. And also getting over the fact that as soon as you get into fitness and start making progress, you get body dysmorphia, no matter who you are.
Mhm.
I'm sure Sam Solid looks at his body and is just like, oh, terrible.
Right.
It's on some level, like everybody has it, I think. But
And I
But
think
yeah,
that's
it's just-
where like social media can be both very healthy because of people like you who
Yes.
spread that message, and very unhealthy because you see this like somebody's been working for 10 years for their health, they have a normal, healthy, fit body, and somebody looks at them and says like, "Oh, have you been lifting to mild discomfort?" Right? Or like this guy obviously lifts but eats pizza. I'm like, well, sure, but they are enjoying and they have improved their quality of life tremendously.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right? And all you're doing is hating and bringing people down. So I really like that you said that.
Yeah. I think you have a much healthier outlook and just general practice than most of us do. Better than me. Better than me, that's for sure.
I mean, there is a thing to, it's easy to get into as you get into fitness, like the people I follow in fitness, I think they're more fitter than me, and a lot of them are for sure. Like I'm following Juji Mufu and all
Sure.
those types of people. Like they're fitter than I will ever be, and that's fine. But it's like you have to kind of take a step back and be like, I'm comparing myself to people who are better than me to help me become better.
Yeah.
And if
Right.
you look back to where you were, or maybe if you have friends that didn't choose a fitness life path, and you can go like, I could have been more on that side of things. So it's
100%.
it is what it is, and I always though enjoy whenever I see friends start getting into more better shape, even if it's just moving more or like they lose a few pounds. It's like it looks better, they feel better, and it's a great thing.
Yeah. Awesome.
It's all about improving quality of life, right? It's not, for 99.9% of people, it's not about stepping on stage or looking jacked on the beach, right? It's about improve your quality of life, be pain-free, enjoy things that you cannot enjoy otherwise, like going outside and hiking and playing Warhammer without your back hurting after
Yeah.
the tournament,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
It's those small little things.
Yeah. My friend, just related, I guess, my friend's been on a cut lately, and he looks really good. He's like 6'3", 200 pounds. He looks great. Maybe less than 200 now. I don't know. He looks really good. He has like really bad ab genetics though, so like it's really hard to ever see his abs, like literally ever.
Yeah.
And he's always stressing about it. And his roommate is a bit of a roider. He goes to a lot of raves and stuff like that, where there's obviously a lot of like the Ziz Bros, and he's like
Right.
feeling all bad about himself because he doesn't look like them. But I'm like they're giving themselves Swiss cheese brain to look good at EDM concerts. Like you shouldn't be comparing yourself to these people. It's super. It's just goofy, right?
Yeah, it's all about where you were and where you are now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Comparing
So, yeah,
yourself to yourself is the way to do it.
Yeah, everybody's just completely different. Like
Yeah.
all three of us, we have very different bodies and we have very different lifestyles, and we have very
100%.
different goals too. So
Yeah, very different. All three of us, actually. That's a very good point.
yeah.
Yeah, it's true. So this is related, I guess. If a Warhammer hobbyist wanted to start lifting, what would be your number one piece of advice for them? You probably already kind of said it, but we'll just get a more definite.
I would say the first thing to do is to just do.
That's great.
I think it's and you need to find that time. You need to find that place specifically. Like I said, my hobby really when I took my basement and said, here, a third of it is Warhammer. At any time I can just start doing hobby.
Yeah.
I get so much more done. If you have the gym you're gonna go to, or if you have the space, even if it's just like a treadmill, even if it's a path you're gonna run like a quarter mile on a mile or walk, whatever have you, just start doing
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
do it not every day, but like, find the time within the week. Like if it's once a week, that's fine. Same time, even if you don't feel like it, because then you reach the point where if you don't do it, you feel worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's such good advice. Just do something, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully do something right. So like follow people like Eli or myself or Chuck, and we'll give you good advice. Don't do like a stupid diet or stupid workout.
Dargaze.com. Check it out.
But do some, yeah, there you go, shout out. But do something.
Yeah.
Do something. That's the mentality that's gonna help you succeed. I'm so happy you said that. I was not in that mentality. I thought you were gonna say something entirely different. That is very, very good advice.
Well, it's the thing where it's like there's no perfect time to do anything, so just do it anyway. And
Right.
let's
Oh my goodness.
be honest. If all three of us were in the same gym and we didn't know each other, maybe at most we look at each other like, that guy's got big shoulders, that guy's got that. But most of the time, I'm there concerned about myself and how I
100%.
look. Like, so who cares? Like, no one's gonna judge you. Honestly, the people in the gym are gonna be like, they're gonna be happy you're there. I've seen people in the gym
Oh yeah.
who are crazy shredded, and like that's good. Looks great. And I've seen people there who are very overweight, but they're there, and I'm like, we're the same people now.
Yep.
We're
Yeah.
the gym people because we're all about improving our health.
Right.
We're just on different levels of it.
Yep. I'd say I'm happier when I see people who are out of shape at the gym versus people who are in shape. Personally, it makes
For
it
sure.
really- yeah. It's more motivating.
I have that thought like good for them. Like, let's go. So proud of you.
Keep going.
Yeah. What yeah, I think a lot of people struggle with all or nothing mentality. So like, well, if I can't go to the gym 5 days a week, I could as well not go at all. Right? Or if I can't get to this goal for protein every day, I could as well eat like garbage.
Yeah.
And I think that's very similar with hobbies sometimes, right? Like, oh, if I can't sit down for an hour to paint, I'm just not going to do it.
Oh,
But
if I don't have enough time to paint this army, I'm just gonna slap 3 colors on it and never touch it again. Oh, my poor Eldar. My poor Eldar.
Oh goodness, they're calling ourselves out. But the reality is, like, with hobby, just like sitting down, and when I get in that season, that mentality, I get so much done when I just sit down for like 10 minutes every day.
Yeah.
And usually that 10 minutes turns into half an hour, 2 hours even sometimes.
Yep.
But it's the sitting down and doing it is the hard part. So just doing it is,
But if you have a
Such a
dedicated space, it's much easier.
yeah, true.
There's one less hurdle to get in your way.
Yeah.
Yep. Dang. I had a question and I forgot it. That's tough.
Yeah, I got one. You think of it. So since we just talked about Warhammer and fitness, both of them, for Strength Hammer, for Chuck more personally, what is an achievement in both that you are most proud of? Whether it's small, big, both in Warhammer, hobby space in general, community, and fitness.
I mean, like Warhammer, there's I've been blessed. I've been blessed in life, honestly. But like I was a proud recipient of the Warhammer Hero Award. I've been in White Dwarf now officially, which feels good. Not by name, but just by face.
Still cool.
But I'll take. I think the biggest reward I've had for Warhammer is the fact that I got to help with Age of Sigmar when it came out, as far as being part of that community and help shaping it into a good community and connecting with the people designing it and them listening to what we want. So I think that's probably the biggest achievement. Just being a part of that process and seeing where the game is now. Even though the game is kind of in a place where it's not my favorite game now, I
Sure.
still love it so much, and I always will because of the
Yeah,
early
I
connections.
feel that.
What about the
Fitness?
fitness?
I mean, Murph's one of them. Being able to do Murph when I was doing cross, like
That's a hard
I
one.
think
Yeah.
yeah, like I mean, yeah, 1,000-pound club, but like that's neither here nor there. Like I think that's not too difficult to achieve once you've been lifting enough. I think doing almost 7 years of CrossFit, and I was in like work. I was 5 days a week doing WODs, and I felt strong. I felt healthy. I could run a mile faster than I ever have. I think just being so committed to that and enjoying that evolution of my body during that time is probably it's going to last me forever. Like I mean, Alex, whenever him and I work out, the one thing that is the biggest difference between us, we could both finish a set of any machine, barbell, whatever, and within 30 seconds I'm ready to go, and he's
It's
not.
so annoying, dude. It's so annoying.
My
I
body's
need like
just
2 minutes to recover, and you're already ready.
That's funny.
Dude, stop. Take a walk.
Yeah.
That's quite funny.
It's like, ow. No, there's a beeper in my head, and it's just like, go, next set, go, next set. And then
I see you
I think
just
that's from
pacing around and
CrossFit.
looking at me like waiting for me to be recovered. It's very
Yeah.
funny.
Wow, awesome.
Oh.
What's your favorite lift? That's a real simple one.
Deadlift.
Respectable.
Oh,
Good-
okay.
Good choice.
Cool to pick up weight.
This guy's so real. He likes deadlifts, and he thinks Malekith is the real Phoenix King. He's so real for that.
That's great. So, I guess as we're reaching the wrap up, is what's next for you? What's next for Strength Hammer? And do you have any big goals, whether with lifting, with hobby, with community building, game design, anything?
I would like to be a bigger part of the old world community. Part of it comes from the fact that like we do the podcast, the Strength Hammer podcast, pretty much weekly. Alex helps with the fitness end, and Neil and I do the Warhammer end. I would like to get that to 1,000 subs, but also I'm just very bad. I don't care. I want to. That'd be cool, but I'm not gonna go post this on the Facebook group. I'm not gonna do the shocked face. I'm not.
Right. You're not the influencer type, yeah.
Yeah, it's
very
like my
respectable.
influence is just be you.
Yeah.
That's
Just
I
love the
also
game.
get. Yeah, but I get why people do that because like they're you have to play towards the algorithm. So like I don't bemoan it, but like sometimes I'll roll my eyes at it.
Yeah.
But I won't do that. So like I think 1,000 YouTube subs would be a good future goal. We're around 715, 720. So
It'll happen.
I think
Nice.
yeah.
Definitely.
As far as the fitness end goes, I still want to chase that 500-pound deadlift. I still feel really strong. Like all the all the body, the machine workouts. Like I'm maxing out most of the machines.
Nice.
I still make sure I work all the muscle groups. So,
Yeah.
I have to grease the groove, get back into like the deadlift form. But I don't feel like I've lost anything on that. It's just I've definitely not grown though. So I think that's
Okay.
still the future. I want to get a 500-pound deadlift before I can't deadlift anymore. Like I'm
Oh, yeah,
39.
yeah.
I got maybe 25, 30 years
Plenty of time, really.
at least. Yeah. But still, it's just like there's that point where I'm like, eventually the body will just weaken because it has to.
Sure.
Now maybe who knows, TRT might come into play at some point, but hey, we'll see.
Yeah, no, that's completely respectable.
good.
Like in 40s and stuff. And by the way, for a fella pushing 40, you're looking very young and healthy. So
Thank you. Well, no kids helps.
yeah, low stress.
Yeah, very low stress.
Fair.
I do always forget because
Thank you.
Chuck, you and I hang out all the time that like you're not my age. You're like a decade older, which I cannot. Not because of how you speak or behave yourself. You obviously carry yourself very distinguished, but because you just look so young.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you say I'm very distinguished. It's like, yeah, but I'm walking around bopping. I'm the biggest Swiftie in the world, so.
Sure. Well, that's because you don't
That's
care.
my workout music. Yeah. There has been a few times. I forget what it was. It's like I think when Alex was on a really good bulking phase, when you were coming to the same gym as me, I forget. Like, and your weight was just jumping up, and I was just like, he's stronger than me. Damn it. But I forget. Like you said, it's like just go do it. I'm like looked at you, and I'm like, I am 10 years older than you. I
Yeah.
can't just do it.
Right. And I
It
always
might
forget.
take me a little bit longer. Yeah.
Very impressive.
Before we end, I guess I'd ask two more questions, really quick ones though. First of all, what's your favorite model?
Ooh.
Oh.
Wow.
Can I give a shout out to my kit bashes of my Terathi, my official Taylor Swift influenced character?
Sure. We have a picture of that, I imagine, right?
There's one of her on a horse as a high elf. There's one of her
Oh, yep, I see her there.
standing on there. That's the high elf version. The Daughters of Cain version, it's over there. I don't think I had a picture on my phone to send you. But if you want a non-cop out answer, my favorite it's right here. So it's the Dark Elf Sorceress model.
Oh, nice.
Right. We can Google and
Because-
put it in the podcast. That's a good one.
And it depends on
Yeah.
which Dark Elf Sorceress model it is, but yeah.
It's the one with the handout reach and the staff.
Oh yeah, no, I have that model. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I have kit bashed and played with that model across my high elves, my wood elves, my Daughters of Cain, my dark elves. I probably have bought
Awesome.
that thing 20 times. And
Awesome.
the reason it's sitting there is because in case of emergency, kit bash that. If I'm
Right.
out of ideas, go kit bash that, have a good time. But
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Is it out of
That's probably
production?
No, it's still in production.
It's still
Still
like, yeah,
It's-
yeah.
It's still only $15 US.
Wow,
Wow.
crazy.
It's still
Probably
cheap. Yeah,
40
I know.
Canadian. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I want to shout out the old Morathi model because that's a funny model, but I won't put a picture of it on here.
One with a pointy hat.
No, hold on.
That's
No,
one.
hold
Yeah,
on.
one with
yeah, which
the
one?
the topless one on the
Oh, hold on.
the Pegasus or whatever. The
We're gonna get it right
What
now,
are they called?
apparently.
Oh my gosh, what are the
There we
dark
go.
whatever's called for the dark elves?
This one.
Oh, that's like oh gosh, I gotta see.
I think he has her conversion.
Oh my
it's
gosh,
the
that
old
looks
model.
fancy.
Yeah, I put it on a
It's very
Cauldron of
blurry,
Blood.
but it looks cool.
Yeah,
Cauldron of
sorry.
Blood might be one of my favorite models ever. Also, that is such a freaking cool model, and it still
Yeah,
holds
my-
up so well.
Two of my Cauldron of Bloods and Daughters Kane. One has the old Marathi model, and the other one has the old
Nice.
Tyrion model because
Nice. Oh,
the end
I love
times.
Old Hammer. I love it so much.
yeah.
Sure,
Oh, man.
sure.
All right. Well, the last question I had is, do you have a favorite book? Oh, now I have a
Favorite
third question.
book. Okay. I mean the Gotrex series from the very beginning, and I'm currently
Nice.
reading the current one.
Classic.
Is great. That's the one I'd say you always must read.
Mhm, mhm,
Shout out, there is another one. I think it's called The Black Hearts.
mhm.
It's a trilogy. It's an old fantasy book. It's just some rogue scoundrels.
Cool.
They encounter Teclis in the journey. I think it's called Black Hearts. It's a very good
Right
one.
now.
Very cool. The best books are the ones that
Yeah, Black
don't
Heart,
focus
yeah.
on are just like random dudes in the setting. Those are always really really cool. They don't make a lot of those
It-
anymore.
It was very real Warhammer.
Sorry.
Really?
Last question. What's your favorite Citadel paint color?
Ooh.
Mephiston Red.
Nice. Very
Because
respectable.
if you look at my armies, I have an artist. I have a blue phase in my artist, and I have a red phase.
Yeah, there it is.
That's probably my favorite.
Yeah, nice.
It's a good color. It covers a lot.
Yeah, I'll stop asking questions now.
I have one last question, and this is the final, the most important question. What is undisputedly the best Taylor Swift song?
Delicate on the Reputation album.
Very
It's
good.
my favorite.
Nice.
Chuck, do you have anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
No, I guess just if you like Taylor Swift, if you like Warhammer, if you like retro video games, or if you just like me and occasional random travels, you can follow me at strength_hammer on Instagram. There's a YouTube. I have on other social medias, but I really just use Instagram right now, if I'm honest. I would love to have you join in the journey of all the stuff I do.
Nice.
Very good. Chuck, it's been a pleasure having you on. As always, you're a great contributor to our community.
True.
You can find Chuck at Strength Hammer on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. Check out his weekly Strength Hammer podcast for not one, but two handsome Warhammer nerds. If you're ready to
Three.
start...
3.
Oh, 3! Well, he's bald.
Crazy.
If you're ready to start your health and fitness journey, go to grimdargains.com for an 8-week Nerds Complete Guide to Nutrition and Fitness. You can find Eli at Deadlifts for the Dark Gods and myself at _FitHammer on Instagram, X, and YouTube. And you can find a link to Grimdark Gains Discord on our personal account, and hopefully, by the time you're listening to this, Grimdark Gains on Instagram and X as well. Thank you again, Chuck. It was a pleasure. Until next time, stay Warhammer strong. Next time.
Still bad writing. Even in the last first. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Love you guys.
See you guys.